Hi everyone. Today I'll be running through the second part of this 5-video series, which is all about the ways that a traditional ops running operating model can slow your time to market. And on the flip side of that equation, while you build it, you run it can improve your time to market. So why would you be interested in improving your time to market? Well, recent research by Forrester with Equal Experts proves that shortening your time to market for feature delivery, in other words, the quicker you get a software feature from being an idea to being used by your customers, can significantly increase profits and reduce costs. For each video in this series, I'll look at a specific aspect of ops run it which slows your time to market. And then I'm going to compare it to you build it, you run it, and explain how each model differs, with some practical examples to help illustrate each point. So let's get into part 2 of the series. Ops run it often involves an unnecessary, laborious and manually intensive deployment pipeline. And this is because of the fundamental structure of the teams in an ops run it model. In ops run it, you have at least 2 separate compartmentalised teams. Those are the delivery team, who focus on building software, and the operation team, who focus on approvals, the change management, the monitoring and the support, and the possible deployments. In this approach, there's a requirement for multiple handovers between the teams, which contributes to the complexity of the deployment pipeline. This complexity can come to fruition in a variety of different ways. And to help illustrate the point, I'll focus on testing and approvals processes throughout deployment. In an ops run it scenario, you'll have a separate, distinct team whose role is solely to determine whether features are stable and ready for deployment, essentially a change management function. And the objective of that team is to assess and validate the testing that's been completed as a check prior to approval. It's critical to point out here that this change management team has not been involved in the building of the software. They've not been involved in any processes to identify the features we're delivering or why they might be valuable to customers. So in my experience, they're forced to resort to a series of questions that form a checklist. So this team will ask questions like, have you done your unit tests? Have you done your acceptance tests? The better question to ask, rather than have you completed a certain test, is has the right amount of testing been completed on the right portions of the code, and are the right tests in place for the features that are being developed? And the only people who will know the answer to that more valuable question are the people in the team who've built the software. This is where the you build it, you run it model provides greater value and facilitates faster time to market in comparison. In you build it, you run it, the team who builds the software is the team who tests the software and runs and supports the software in production. As a result, teams in you build it, you run it models will conduct multiple rounds of incremental tests. So for example, they'll provision automated unit tests at various stages throughout the deployment pipeline, and they'd provision functional-based testing that they can run throughout the deployment. When the one team is building and scrutinizing their own code to ensure it's highly available, because they'll be the team that's responsible if there are failures in production, then there's no need for the handoff. And there's also no need to have a checkpoint or change management process prior to approvals for production. There's also less requirement to provision complex end-to-end testing processes, although these can still form part of the testing process, but where required. In this scenario, the deployment process is simplified, with less handover and a reduced requirement for approval milestones, but with the same emphasis on quality and rigorous testing. So you get the same quality code, or even higher, but in a much shorter time frame. So there you have it, a quick example to highlight how ops run it fundamentally involves more complicated workflows that prevent teams from rapidly delivering new features to market. And conversely, how you build it, you run it can empower teams to deliver innovative new features at pace, while still maintaining an emphasis on high levels of quality assurance. As always, if you found this video useful, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share this material with your network. And be sure to check back for more insights into unlocking value with you build it, you run it. See you next time.